Question for everybody here. Are you afraid to go to the hospital? You should be. Hospital-acquired infections are a huge international problem, and more than 40% of them are catheter-related. They're costly, they're deadly, and in the United States, penalties are of the hundreds of millions of dollars annually. Do we care about catheters? The answer is yes. They're one of the best medical miracles of the century, but infections limit their use, limiting care. Why? Why can't the whole world fix this problem? It's because so many of the drugs used to treat these infections are antibiotic resistant. Fact. Antibiotic resistance is the third leading cause of death worldwide. We have the solution. It's called a light line photo disinfection system. We're using visible light, that's light that the human eye can see, not harmful UV light. The technology consists of two components, a reusable light engine attached to an off-the-shelf catheter. Inside the catheter is a fiber optic that emits light inside and outside, disinfecting it and thereby preventing infection. There is no antibiotic-resistant issue. First, the technology is going in a peritoneal dialysis catheter, followed by urinary, respiratory, and vascular. The device works. We've successfully killed the microorganisms that cause these infections and exceeded FDA's 99.99% kill rate. And this month, an FDA-certified lab verified our results that will be submitted to FDA in a couple of weeks. But why? Why are we working with peritoneal dialysis first? Several reasons. It's generally understood that peritoneal dialysis done in the home is better for the patient clinically and their quality of life than hemodialysis done in a clinic several hours at a time. Then how come in the United States 89% of the population is on hemodialysis? It's because they're scared to death of getting an infection, and we can fix that. But the second reason this is our first product is because we're putting the product in the extension set, which is outside the body. As a result of it being outside the body and not touching human tissue, we don't need to do animal clinical trials, so we have a straightforward 510(k) pathway. But next is the holy grail. We put the technology in a Foley or urinary catheter to prevent catheter-associated urinary tract infections. These are the most common infection in the whole world, not just the United States. It too is a 510(k), but it's a de novo 510(k). We need animal and clinical trials. That's why it's product number 2. We estimate that 5 years post-launch for our first 2 products, revenue will exceed $300 million, and 10 years post-launch for all 4 products, they will exceed $1.7 billion. We have a distribution partnership model. We rely on a partner's market penetration, and for the urology product, we have that partner. It's Medline Industries, the largest private distributor in North America with 50 infectious disease sales reps. Here's how we make money. For peritoneal dialysis, we have a razor blade model. We give away the light engine for free. We charge $70 once a week for the fiber optic. That's an 80% gross profit margin. But for all other indications, we charge for both the capital equipment and the fiber optic, but you only need one fiber optic for the length of time that patient is in the hospital. Competition. Standard of care is sterile technique, gloves and alcohol swabs. It's clearly not enough. There are also antimicrobial coatings like barred silver-coated coating. But silver degrades over time, and those antimicrobials only cover the exterior surface of the catheter, not the interior. 2 companies with products in development. One is using bleach, one is using UVC. Both are toxic, so they cannot under any circumstances be put inside a catheter, inside a body cavity. Only Lightline's visible light does it all. Works with existing catheters, does not degrade material, and significantly disinfects the inside and outside of the catheter. But why would anybody buy our products? It's because we have a strong value proposition for everyone. Patient doesn't get an infection, caregiver isn't treating it, hospital isn't penalized for it, and the insurance company isn't paying for it. How do we know we can get the products on the market? We've all done it before. I have deep intellectual property experience and sold my last infection control company, Catheter Connections, to Merit Medical. Merit put $1 million in Lightline. My co-founder at Catheter Connections is Bob Hitchcock. He's our chief technology officer. He's been putting products on the market for decades. Carrie Habb has over a decade of experience. And Kelly Powers, recently retired from CR Bard and Bard Access. He's put over 100 medical devices on the market with revenues exceeding $15 billion. We're finishing up our Series A. We have 240,000 left. We will oversubscribe, 18 million pre-money valuation, 69 cents per share, and 8% warrant coverage. We're also seeking a lead of $20 million for Series B. We have several strategics that are circling us right now for that. Here's how we're going to use our funds. All of Series A is going to everything we need to do to file that 510K and answer FDA's questions. There will then be an increase in valuation, and we raise a Series B. The Series B will be used to commercialize the peritoneal dialysis product and develop the Foley. More than 50% of it will be used for animal and clinical trials for that. Then we'll be revenue funded, followed by endotracheal and vascular development. And I want to point out that we are talking right now to 3 public companies about our vascular technology. This is a snapshot of where we are. We've reached agreement with FDA on our regulatory pathway. As I mentioned, we're filing that 510K in the next few weeks. We've done over 50 in vitro studies. This works. IP is our secret sauce. Over 30 issued patents, 18 pending, written freedom to operate opinions, and own everything free and clear. Now, understand, it's not the number of patents that matter. What matters is that examiners all over the world have found our technology novel. We have 3 world-class collaborations, one with Mayo. Mayo's an investor, and I'll get to that in a minute. I've talked about Medline. Right now with DaVita, we are in DaVita's clinics throughout the country doing our simulated use studies required for FDA. We've won lots of grants and awards, and we've raised over $11 million to date. Our agreement with Mayo is significant. We've licensed from them their know-how in all 4 fields of use. We've had the distinct pleasure of working with a nephrologist there once a week to get our product right for Mayo's patients as well as others. We secured funding from them, and they negotiated best price, and here's what that means. They'll be early adopters and a catalyst for others to adopt our products. Exit. We have 8 potential exits, 4 fields of use, can do a deal internationally or domestically in each. Example. Fresenius is a dialysis company. They're only interested in dialysis. Merit and Bard may want selected indications in selected geographic areas. Teleflex and Medline want everything everywhere. And I want to point out that of these potential acquirers, we already have relationships with 3 of them. So here's what we want you to do. We want you to invest, and then we will provide better patient outcomes for millions, save hospital billions, launch our product timely, have potential revenues in excess of $1 billion, and deliver extraordinary returns to investors. Catheter infection. Mission accomplished. Lightline Medical is changing the way the world prevents infection. Thank you.